That's right, the big V.
Like how you're doing ad libs to our intro. Mm-mm-mm.
Why are you hating on the sweaters, man? And we are live.
What's going on, little man? How you been, my brother? It's been a while since it's been just us, man. We always have guests and shit. Figure we
I
chop
know.
it up.
Yeah, I know. Steven's been trying to get me
What's
kicked off
dude?
the
This
podcast.
yeah. He's slowly trying to take over. It's fucking. It's is it treason? Because what I mean, we birthed him. Now he's trying to fucking take over. What exactly? What would you call him?
The redheaded stepchild is what I would call him.
That's exactly what he is, though, right? That's kind of on the nose there. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, man. So obviously, there's been a lot going on. I think the last podcast we did was Tuesday, right, with Steven. Um, and what's happened since then? I get more protests, bleach injections, and all my friends trying to justify why that's happening and why they're doing it. So that's been interesting. People saying that showing me sending me articles and telling me how it's working and all this other shit. I was like, dude, but he didn't mean any of that. Like, there's no way he knew about that stuff before he said it.
But
You
didn't
know what I
he?
mean? Like, I mean, no, I don't think he knows. First of all, look, I'm completely honest, right? Like, I don't think he knows anything about anything. You know what I mean? I think he says everything and says nothing at the same time. So if anybody comes back, then he's like, oh, but I said can't. You know what I mean? Or I said can. So when you say when you double speak that much, you're never wrong. So he has that to latch onto. So what have
Right.
you seen like on your social media and people justifying like the bleach shit?
Dude, I got down to it. I started making my own Lysol cocktails. Neat, not on the rocks. Um,
Oh, you drinking
and
shots, bro?
yeah, shots. Not even cocktails. You're right, shots. I think that just take it straight to
Yeah,
the
just
head.
shots.
And
Yeah, bro.
I was trying to, again, just in case people don't know, I'm in Ohio, so I was trying to reserve my spot at a tanning salon because I was trying to get all that UV light
Hmm.
spots
Insert
retaken
it inside your body.
for like the next 4 weeks.
Yep.
So
Now, John, I
everyone's
have to
gonna
ask
be
you because you're very monotone. I have to ask you, like, is it really? Because it's
no,
Ohio, right? I have to ask this question. Ohio's like the Midwest version of Florida. Now, did they really have it booked up to August?
no, man. I'm just trying to do my best Stephen Colbert impression. They didn't have it booked out till August, but you know what? I wouldn't be
That would be
surprised
fucking
if they did.
hilarious.
It would be.
Yeah.
That's yeah, that's crazy. You know what? I don't
There's
know
a
how
percentage of
people
people that will, bro.
defend it. Yeah, they will. They will because I
Yeah.
think Lysol or Clorox had to come out and give statements saying, "Please do not attempt whatever it is that you heard in these news." They had to release press statements to let people know don't try
It's
this at home.
weird. It's weird to me, right? Because look, yes. All right, let's really have the conversation. Yes, there is treatments and therapies that are consistent with quote unquote you know what I mean, not necessarily disinfectant, but there's things like chemo that's a poison to the body to treat stuff.
Yep.
Yes, there's versions of therapy that you use ultraviolet, you know what I mean, rays and certain things, but all those things are unproven and they're studies. It's the issue that I had with it, right, is the fact that you're brainstorming it without really knowing what the fuck you're talking about, and then you have followers that have to justify your bullshit. You get what I'm saying? Like
Right.
like we always say, and we'll always say this on the podcast, we're just two assholes on the internet. Sometimes we're three or four assholes on the internet on this show. Right? Like if I'm not gonna brainstorm, and I hope nobody ever listens to this shit and be like, you know what, man, I'm gonna take Ben's advice on medical therapy. You know what I mean? Or I'm going to take John's advice on. You don't have that conversation in public where there's a couple. There was a couple in Arizona already that fucking the husband died and the wife was in critical condition because they took that hydroxychloroquine phosphate, thinking it was the hydroxychloroquine that treats
Right.
fucking SARS
Malaria.
or whatever.
Yeah.
That's yeah, malaria or some shit like that. Like that's the issue I had with it. Like people are like, oh, but you should know that there's these kind of treatments. Yeah, bro, because you are a smart, intelligent person and you did your research. There's people out there who are dumb as fuck. Like that's who I was. I'm not necessarily worried about them, but I don't want them to die because they're stupid. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not wishing death upon people like somebody we know and their kids getting
Yeah,
kidnapped.
like your brother.
Uh,
Like your
but
brother.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
your fucking
Yeah,
brother.
yeah. I've said this before, and I've said it publicly, where I'll say, I'm not going to shed a tear if someone does something stupid and then they die because of it. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of it has to do because with the fact that they're influenced by the person or
Yes.
people that they follow, and they're giving them this
Mm-hmm.
misinformation, and then they go out there and try it. And yeah, maybe
Yep.
the average person isn't that intelligent, and they're going to follow the advice of those people that they trust, or like the president of the
Yep.
United States, and
Of
news
America. Yeah.
outlet
Leader of the free world.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, things
Yeah.
like that. And so when people are putting stuff like that, or when the news outlets aren't saying, "Hey, no, this is ridiculous. Don't try this at home. Don't try this anywhere," it's like
Yeah.
it think bad things are gonna happen. And I don't. I've said
Yeah.
that I won't shed a tear for them, but at the same time, it shouldn't be happening. That information shouldn't be put out by the president of the United States. And to defend the fact that he didn't mean that, the dude was looking over at the doctor, like, right? Like he was trying to get
Yep.
confirmation. Are we doing this kind of stuff? She
Yep.
was sitting over
Yep.
there with one of her beautiful, colorful scarves, by the way.
Shout
She
out
had the
to
green scarf.
shout out
Shout out to
to
the scarves.
Doctor. Shout out to Dr. Burks' scarves, yo. That scarf game is serious, son.
For
Like
sure.
she has to have like an entire closet of just scarves, right? Like she separates those scarves away from other articles of clothing because they need their own space. She has a scarf walking closet. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. I thought my
But
sock game was on
you know
point.
what I mean? I thought your vest game was on point. I thought your sweater game was on point.
Sweater game.
It's not.
Let's get it right.
It doesn't hold a. I thought it doesn't hold a candle to Dr. Burks' scarves. Now here's the other issue that I had. Right, is that people are trying to debate or justify or rationalize what he actually said, as if there isn't video evidence of what he actually said. You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, I could watch it right now on YouTube, son. Like, he said inject this stuff. Oh, but he meant this, or he knew. Oh, really,
He
dude?
meant
He knew about that
chemotherapy.
obscure
Right.
ass. Yeah, he knew that obscure ass therapy that you fucking took 3 days to Google. He knew about that. He knew about that shit. Like, come on, bro. Come on. And then I got friends like are fucking posting like the definition of disinfectant. I was like, bro, like
I've
we
seen that.
we know the definition of this. You know what I mean? Like we're good, bro. Like don't try to rationalize your intelligence and project it onto his. It's not there. It's not, bro. I'm sorry. The guy's an idiot, man. Like it's okay. Like he's still our president, but he doesn't. It's unconscionable to me that he's brainstorming and saying words out loud as if he's not who he is.
Yeah, and then people are doing all sorts of gymnastics trying to defend the ridiculous stuff that comes out of him. Look, he's like you said, he's our president, regardless of whether you agree with the policies or what he has to say. But a
Mm-hmm.
rational person, right? Anything, whether we're talking about math or um, anything, whatever you're talking about, you apply the rational person test, right? A rational person,
Yep.
would you really, no
Mm-hmm.
matter what side of the aisle you're on, would a rational person really listen to what he has to say and just be like, no, no, he makes perfect sense, or he was definitely talking about these trials or these obscure treatments? Come on, like we
Yeah.
at the end of the day, just be honest with yourself, because you maybe you're lying to yourself. You're not lying to the rest of the people. Like, you just support this dude no matter what. And if that's what it is, that's what
Yeah.
it is. But
Which is fine.
to try to rationalize it,
Dude, like I've seen people like again, like it's so weird to me, dude. Like they literally like deny reality and add their own definition and interpretation to what he said. I was like, nah, bro, but he's literally having the conversation with the doctors in real time about about these disinfectants, about these Clorox bleaches, you know what I mean, about all these things like this UV things. Yes, ultraviolet rays are used to disinfect medical equipment, and there's some trials and some studies, but again, that's none of that is FDA approved. None of that is a thing. You know what I mean? There's studies and
Right.
there's like study groups and shit like that. None of it is a widespread thing, right? But again, like the people who are listening to him aren't the people that are gonna get into those study groups because they probably don't have the requirements because they're incredibly hard to get because they you have to meet certain requirements and there's
Right.
the laundry list of shit that you have to sign off on. Again, like there's more nuance and more intricacies to this than just a man drink. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some people that try like watered down Clorox or because they're stupid people. You know what I mean? Listen, there's stupid people years and decades and centuries before this, and there'll be stupid people way after this, right? This isn't a Trump specific thing,
Right.
I'm not
Absolutely.
bringing it down to him. That's not true because look, there's been cults and for decades there's been stupid people that hurt other people. You know what I mean? Stupid people have existed since the beginning of time. This isn't this isn't just a shitting on Trump. No, there's just there's gonna be a percentage of stupid people that just like there's a percentage of the like on the left for us is the anti-vaxxers, right? That's our stupid
Right.
people.
Mm-hmm.
That's who like if you fall on the left side of it or whatever, that's our like yo okay you're a fucking moron.
Pretty much. Oh man. Oh, look at that. 10 minutes into the show and we are having technical difficulties. All right. All right. Let me restart the session and we'll be back in about 15 seconds. There we go. Let's reconnect. You there? We're back. And I can't hear you for some reason. That's great. Okay. You had a Jonathan moment? Yeah. Oh, man. Let me bring you back in because, you know, why are you a question mark right now? Yes, this is the beautiful part about going live. We are having technical difficulties with Benjamin. Not sure why. Hey, you are back. And legit, yeah. I think we're just gonna have to, yeah. You know what? That's what it is. We're gonna have to deal with it. But in the meantime, let me get you back in here. All right. It's gonna take a second. I think What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send it to live. People can hear me right now, actually, because we're still live. They can't hear you until now, and I'll fix your
Bam,
picture
bam,
here in a
bam,
second.
bam.
Yeah, so you're
Bam,
back,
bam,
man.
bam, bam,
Your
bam,
audio's
bam,
back
bam.
anyway.
Oh, I hope my face is back too, because that'd be really
It
weird. I'm just
it
like you're
will be
fucking
in a sec.
conscious.
It will be in a second. Just chill.
Yeah, always chilling, brother.
All right, yeah. Keep talking. We're live.
All right, man. So yeah, the rant is just weird, dude. Like, I hope none of my friends or family out there thinking Lysol is the key. You know what I mean? Even though I do have a very funny story about Fabuloso that I will tell at the end of this podcast
Bro, are you gonna
because I'm
make me
gonna
wait
save
till the
that.
end of the podcast to hear this story?
Yeah, yeah, bro, absolutely. Listen, man, I don't want to go all in on disinfectants in the first 7 minutes of the show, bro. You know what I mean?
But this is
Shout out
like
to
the story of
Fabuloso.
how you were born, pretty much.
Oh no, not how I was born. It was first of all, I was already like 13 years old. Be weird if I was born a 13-year-old kid.
No, I'm just
I don't
saying
think my
this is
mom would
on
be
that
alive.
level. This is on that level, and you're gonna wait till the end of the show
All
for
right,
me to. All right. Well, wait. I'll wait. I I
all right, we'll
I,
go
I
in.
can wait.
You're gonna have to because I don't give into peer pressure like that. I'm not in fucking high school and I'm not that insecure. So we're just gonna move on. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But dude, have you seen Waco?
Still haven't seen Waco.
But you know the story.
Yeah, I know the
Can you
story. Yeah.
spoil something that happened 27 years ago?
I don't think so.
You can, right? Okay, cool. So we're going into it.
By the
It's a
way,
really
you
interesting.
mentioned we talked about this last time. You called it a docu
Yeah,
series, but it's not a docu series. It's just a drama, right? It's just a whatever
it's
show
yeah, it's just
about
a
Waco.
drama. Yeah. So yeah, it's just a show. It's a 6 episode limited series show that came out on Paramount. It's now on Netflix, so it's 6 hours. It's not that bad. You could binge that in like a fucking day. But what was interesting about it was like, first of all, it's a really good show. And what the fuck else are you doing right now besides sitting at home? So I recommend it. But yeah, dude, like it was interesting because it made me realize like how much I hate authority. You know what I mean? And the fact that they combined two books, they combined the survivor's book and then the negotiator's book was cool. But it was just weird, like the tactics that the FBI used. You know what I mean? Like they use CS gas, which is actually illegal by the Geneva Convention to use on American soil against other American citizens. Your mic is your. I see your mic is blinking, bro. Your audio isn't there. I always gotta remind you of
uh,
this shit. Always, just leave it
that's
on,
funny.
John. Unless
I
you know what I
can't
mean, just
because
leave it on.
I'm monitoring the feed on Facebook.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so it was interesting, man. I definitely recommend it. But it was just I really wonder, like, and then they show like obviously after that I watched like the real video
Hmm.
of like the house burning down with 95 people, 17 children, uh, being basically burned
Jesus.
alive, and there was I don't know how true this part is, but I guess a lot of the kids collected in the they had like a freezer because they had like a big kitchen and everything. They had like a freezer, so all the kids went in there to protect themselves and like their moms to protect themselves from the CS, and then
Right.
they broke through the wall and put the CS gas right into that enclosed into that freezer, which you can only open from the outside. So and according to the series, right? Like I don't know how true this is, but again, this is like they take accounts of both people. So
Right.
take it with a grain of salt, I guess. But it's just seeing that in a drama and like thinking that possibly might be true, and then like the FBI saying that they all killed themselves. It was a mass suicide. You know what I mean? When they had no plan, when they had like no plan of killing themselves and all this shit, and it
Right.
was just and it the way it came off was that the FBI was being petty and they didn't like that they were being shown up by this guy, right? By David Koresh. Look, I'm not here to like fucking tout up David Koresh or anything like that. But that's how I took it. You know what I mean? But like my friends were like, "Yo, this fucking David Koresh guy is a fucking sociopath. He's a pedophile. Look, he's a sick fuck. He's a pedophile. He was a polygamist. However, right or wrong you want to think polygamy is. I'm not cool with the fucking like child brides. Obviously, that's all kinds of fucked up. But
Hmm.
just like the negotiate. I mean, it was 51 days. I get why you run out of patience, but if he goes, look, man, I'll be out in 8 days because he wanted to do his manuscript. You know what I mean? His fucking his ode to his belief or whatever. But then they didn't want to wait that long, and then they basically I thought they bombed it at first because I wasn't. I mean, I was 9 when that shit happened, right? It was like 93, 94. But then them going into like it was just weird, bro. It was kind of hard to watch, even knowing that it's not true. You know what I mean? Like how they did it.
Right. So how accurate? I guess I would have to watch it to see how accurate it is to the actual events that took place.
So I read articles and watched. It was pretty like the shootout. That so how it happened was like the ATF tries to come at them because
Mm-hmm.
they bought like two they for the like that. Don't take this part with like I don't know how many years they were buying like $200,000 worth of guns every year for a couple of years, and there was like
Jesus.
they had somebody on the inside that said that David Koresh had child brides and he was a polygamist and all this stuff, but it happened on the heels of Ruby Ridge, right where this guy killed an FBI agent or an ATF agent again, and then
Mm-hmm.
the ATF agent killed his son, and then the FBI killed the guy's wife, and it was just a shit show, right? So then the way they make it seem is like the ATF is eager, which by the way, there's no more ATF. Like they're a very small branch now, but they fall under like Homeland Security, so they're not even like their own standalone agency. They've almost been dissolved. I
Is that
looked
who
into that
absorbed
too.
them? Homeland
Um,
Security.
yeah, Homeland Security, ICE, all that shit is all just one big
Right.
fucking modge podge of bullshit. Like it's all like
I mean,
different
even the Coast
secretaries
Guard
and all that shit.
falls under Homeland Security.
Yeah, exactly. So everything falls under Homeland Security. So that was so, and then they're like, one guy goes again. This is probably made for TV. The line that the guy says is like, "We got to do something here, and like be the heroes because right now we look like shit for what happened to Ruby Ridge because they put the FBI put everything on Ruby Ridge
Right.
on everything that happened at Ruby Ridge on the ATF.
Jesus. How many? What
So
is it?
I read
6 episodes?
yeah, it's 6 episodes. So they had a shootout. They show up. They pull up like fucking like they pull up in a convoy, right? Like they're in like trailers. Like there's a ton of FBI agents. Mind you, this
Mm-hmm.
this is a compound. Yes, it's a cult. You know what I mean? They have their belief in like some 7 seals or whatever. But it's men, women, and children, right? Like it's not just men. You know what I mean? They're not like white supremacists, white separatists that are
Right.
national. You know what I mean? Like they're a part of the town and stuff like that. Like they even have a scene where like the sheriff never goes there when there's an issue, never goes there with like a gun, just talks to them because they're not irrational people, right? They just have a different set of beliefs, right? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like they're crazy, right? But they're like as far as like the way the show portrays them, they're justifiably crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because they follow
Okay.
this guy who's like really charming and all this and all this shit, so it makes sense. And the guy looks just like him, bro. Like if you look up on one of your 17 laptops, if you look up Taylor Kitsch, which is the guy that plays him, and David Koresh, they look very similar. But
Huh.
it's weird, dude. So they roll up and they start shooting, kill a bunch of people, and then you can look up the actual footage because they had a cameraman because they thought it was gonna be like an easy thing to do. You know what I mean? Pull up, arrest these people, and go out, and then have a press conference that look like badasses.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen. And then you can look up the actual footage of the ATF being killed, the
Jesus.
ATF agents being killed, and all this other shit. Yeah,
Yeah, dude does look
you
just
can
like
look
him.
up.
Holy shit.
Looks just like him, bro. Looks just fucking like
Dog.
him. It's weird. It's fucking weird, bro. But yeah, dude, it's really good.
I'm gonna have to
Like
check it out,
again, Koresh was
because we're all current quarantined, so that's gonna be one of like
yeah.
the other 987 shows on my list.
hmm I got Money Heist, Peaky Blinders on my list. Outer Banks that just came out. Saw Extraction, which we're gonna talk about because I gotta continue to shit on the Rock's movies, not the Rock, two different entities. Because I mean, the Rock and Jumanji 2 was the worst fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. The worst thing I've ever seen. But
Hey, by the way, I don't know who it is that you have. what list of friends it is that are the Rock fanatics or fanboys. I'm not one of them, but I never see them speak up. It might be in private chat groups or something, so I have to do the speaking up for
No,
them. No, I am a fan. I am a fan of The Rock, and not so much The Rock's movies, but I also have an 11-year-old,
yeah,
and so
yeah,
anything that's come out with The Rock, yeah, San Andreas, I've seen it.
yeah,
Any other ridiculous movie, I've seen it. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's like, oh, I don't have to think. I just get to just lay back
yeah.
here and watch this
No,
predictable action unfold.
you get to shut you get to shut your fucking brain off and just be like, whatever. They're great movies if you don't have to think, contemplate anything, think of a plot. You know the Rock's gonna win. You know what I mean? Like you're just watching it to watch it. Like you don't get anything out of a Rock movie. You know what I mean? Like you there's nothing you've never been
You're
like
not getting all
you've
the
never seen a Rock
messages he's
movie like,
trying
yo
to
man, no.
deliver, like in San Andreas, that
No,
how
the eyebrow
we
he
should focus about infrastructure and putting more money
yeah.
into our infrastructure and public transportation and bridges and the fact that
Are
our
you
buildings aren't as secure as they should be. The foundations are just not what
are
they
you
should be. And we need to be looking at no, I don't know. You don't get a damn thing out of these movies. I can't keep coming up with
fucking
excuses.
bro, like that honestly that was solid. You could have kept going. That was really good. But it was the same thing in that fucking that Towering Inferno movie that he did, where like this smart building caught on fire, and it was like I don't even like it was
In like
like made
Dubai
in
or some
China,
shit, right? Yeah, yeah.
yeah, some shit like that, and then he just burned this whole building into the ground. Look, I get it, man. He's an action star, action here, but dude, even Schwarzenegger had better roles than this, and Schwarzenegger can't act for shit, right? Like you go back and watch a Schwarzenegger movie, there's nothing there. Like
I've
there,
seen them. Yeah.
but the you know what I mean? Like you go back and watch like Conan the Barbarian and all that shit. Like they're good movies, but if you watch Hercules with The Rock, it's trash. Like I'm like, dude, how,
Haven't seen that
how,
one. Of all his movies, I haven't seen Hercules.
dude? It's
Wasn't he in like Scorpion King
and
also? Wasn't he the Scorpion King?
yeah, no,
I don't
that
think I've
was
seen
that
that
was
one
his
either.
first movie.
Yeah.
I I genuinely listen. I'm a huge fan of The Rock. My childhood, you know what I mean. The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I put these people on a pedestal because you watch them every fucking day growing up, right? But it's almost like don't meet your heroes, which is what I feel like when I watch some of The Rock's movies. But dude, Jumanji too. I know I'm sure I've talked about it before because I saw the movie like a couple months ago. It was before the
Great Danny
fucking
DeVito.
world ended.
Great Danny DeVito. What are
Yeah,
you talking about? I already
he
know where
did
you're
a
about to
Danny
head.
DeVito. He did a Danny DeVito impersonation
The best I've
that
ever
made me
seen.
so
Word.
angry, bro.
It's the only
Where
Danny DeVito
like you
impersonation I've
can
ever seen. So it's the best one and the worst
do
one at the same time.
negatives. In that same movie, you saw two Danny DeVito impersonations because Aquafina, the Asian
Hmm.
actress, I don't know where she's from, so I don't. They did a better Danny DeVito in
Dan
the
Danny
six
DeVito?
minutes that she was Danny DeVito. Yeah, like, first of all, it makes me mad because you could clearly tell this is because I've watched so much TV now. My wife's a TV producer. You know what I mean? So we discuss this shit all the time, like how things are shot and stuff like that. Like you could clearly tell, like the director can't tell him anything because if you're on set and you're seeing that, that has to be embarrassing, right? Like nobody could be like, "Yo, listen, Dwayne, let me talk to you for a second, bro. Why are you doing your voice like that, Danny? Danny DeVito doesn't sound like that. Why are you doing your voice so high? What's going on? Let's reel it back a little bit. You're a little bit too over the top. It just doesn't make sense. It
I mean,
doesn't make sense, and it
don't
made
you
me
don't you think that was the intent of the impersonation, that he was going over the top with a
no.
high pitched Danny DeVito?
He's done too many movies to be this bad of an actor that he can't even time his comedy. You get on like Kevin Hart did a solid Danny Glover. Like it wasn't great, but as soon as The Rock was that other kid, way better. But his Danny DeVito, like who thought that was funny, bro? Like who? Like I'm watching. I was like, yo, this is. I almost turned it off. I was like, yo, this is hard to watch, which sucks because in the first Jumanji, he's really good.
Hmm. I just don't think you
Ish.
understand. He's taking artistic liberty in Jumanji too. The first one was really successful, and in the second one, the director said, "Look, I want you to take this in whatever direction you feel that the movie needs to go. If that's how you think then the video needs to be portrayed, and that's how you feel that character really is, I want you to spread your wings and fly. And I think that's what he did. It's not that the director can't tell him anything. No, not buying it. Shit, I'm not buying it either. Fuck, Dwayne.
Listen, look, let's be real about this. He's a fucking box office monster, but the
Yeah.
fact not even as much anymore as he was a couple of years ago, but the fact that he makes the same movies over and over, like, and I was watching. I don't know how true this is. Like, again, I've been home basically every fucking day, besides like the hour that I get out of like either going to the store or riding my bike.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like, and I was talking about this with my brother yesterday actually, yesterday morning I think. I don't, or last night, because it was yesterday. It was this morning for him. Whatever. I'm talking to him from the future, and I'm in the past. So, he
Okay.
made better movies when he first started acting. You know what I mean? Like Walking Tall was solid. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
uh, Snitch was good. Like Walking Tall, I think is the best movie he's done, and that was like his. It wasn't very many. Like he was really funny in Be. If you watch Be Cool, where he plays
Uh huh.
like a gay Samoan dancer. Like he has this crazy line where he goes, "I sucked the meat right off the bone off a chicken wing." Like that was like that. You know what I mean? Like some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like that's funny,
Coming
bro.
from a guy like that stature, right? That's a funny line. Just to juxtapose
Yeah.
that line with someone that looks like him.
Now he just kind of looks like. Now he's like. First of all, he's a monster of a motivator. He's the career he's built for himself and his family, and all that stuff. I do nothing but applaud. It's frustrating because I want him to be better. You know what I mean? Like as a
He's
fan,
Tony Robbins. He's
or
what
like
Tony Robbins wishes he could be, right? Because Tony Robbins
yeah,
was this motivational speaker slash alleged
mhm.
sexual assaulter. Because that's a lot of shit has come out about him taking advantage of
Word.
younger women that go to his 10,000 person events. Allegedly, that's what he's done,
Yeah.
but it's quite a few of them. One of them was 17 years old.
Okay.
I mean, what are you gonna do when you're
Let me
Tony Robbins and you have these big ass teeth, and then people? Nothing like that has come
biggest
out
teeth in the
again
world,
about
bro.
The Rock. Nothing like that has come out. So I think
Tell me.
he's what Tony Robbins wishes he could be, you know, with a better
Yep.
tan.
He's a monster, bro. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because it's a legit 10 because he's half Samoan and half black. So, look, it's frustrating, bro. Like, and Jumanji was so bad. Jumanji 2 was so bad because of him, and you just don't expect a person who's like the headliner of the movie. You know what I mean? To be the downfall of that movie. You know, and then
Uh,
like it's weird because he has these moments where like he'll lash out because his movies aren't doing so well. Like
hmm
where he kind of I guess like because he's doing all the hard work, like he's doing the production company and all that stuff. Like just because you're The Rock doesn't mean people have to buy it, and you should, you know what I mean? And I guess especially with this whole pandemic thing, like I've kind of grown like annoyed with celebrities in that sense. Where
hmm
like we don't have to buy your shit, bro. Like put out better quality, and then we'll buy your shit. Don't tell me because you're you know what I mean, who you are that we have to buy it.
Wait, so
I'm
he
not cool
said
with
the
that.
I don't know what moments you're talking about. Like he's going what on interviews,
So
Instagram?
I think he tweeted. I think he tweeted or posted on Instagram. This is when that Inferno. I forget the name of the movie because it was trash. The one where like the building burns down and he's like he has
I
one
saw it.
leg, but he's still able to make jump
Yeah, yeah,
from like a thousand feet. No, yeah, very believable. Um,
absolutely. He's The Rock.
it's a movie. I get it. You gotta suspend disbelief. I get that, right? Like Chris Hemsworth didn't really do all this badass shit. Like he didn't kill all those people. It's all bullshit. I get that, but like the movie bombed, right? As
hmm
other than China fucking bought it all up, but the movie wasn't good for like the budget it spent and all that stuff. And then like he like blasted it, like he blamed something else. I was like, no, bro, the movie just wasn't good. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing there. Like again, even look, I'll give him Journey to the Center of the Earth, right? That was solid. Like he was funnier in that where he was like the stepdad. You know what I mean? It's just entertaining. Central Intelligence, okay, it was okay. You know what I mean? That's a lot of just the back and forth between him and Kevin Hart, which worked because now
hmm
they just make movies together.
Right.
But You know what I mean? Kevin Hart is better. Like he had that movie with Bryan Cranston. That was pretty good. Where
Yeah,
like he's like his therapist or
he's
something.
caretaker. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like yeah, yeah. It's just it hurts, man. Like and I know I shit on the like because I expect more of him. So I don't know.
Hey, the
What are you gonna
movie's
say?
called Jumanji. What the hell do you expect the guy to do? They are sucked into a video game, and because it's 20 when it was made 2019, they're sucked into. It's not a board game. It's all some platform, some gaming system, and they
Uh-huh.
meet some guy who's been stuck in the game for 20 years, 30 years, whatever. I think that was the first one, and then it
Yeah,
continues the storyline in the second one. What kind of acting are
pretty
you
much.
expecting from these guys?
I'm expecting not the worst Danny DeVito impression I've ever seen in my life.
I think it's the only
Is
one I've
is
ever
that is
seen,
that?
so it's the best one I've ever seen.
I
By the way,
mean, Danny DeVito.
worldwide, $796 million. That's why The Rock's
Yeah.
in that movie.
What
Without The
what
Rock,
about
regardless of what his impersonations are, that movie doesn't break even. That's just what it is.
where? What about what? For sure. I'm listen. He's the biggest box office draw there is. I'm not. But again, it's one of those movies that you see that you don't you don't take anything from that. Nothing stays with you. You know what I mean? There's nothing there that like, oh man, there's no redeeming quality. So it's a entertaining hour and 45 to 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah,
But other than that, what you know what I mean? What are we getting from this?
he did his job.
Like I
What
haven't
do you
seen
go to
Hobbs and
movies
Shaw, but
for?
I'm assuming it's the same bullshit.
Where do you go to movies for? To be
Extraction was
entertained?
extract, but look, no, I'm just saying, but like it's to be, but I'm talking about like the quality of movie. You know what I mean? Like I think Extraction was better than any movie The Rock has done since Walking Tall.
Are you kidding me?
Like
Better
Walking
than
Tall
Hobbs
was
and
great.
Shaw?
Have you seen Hobbs and Shaw? Like you have an 11-year-old, so
Absolutely.
it's
I have
different. Have you
seen
seen it?
Hobbs and Shaw. Yes.
Is it terrible? Honestly, it is, right?
Is it
Idris
terrible?
Elba is like
I
some
think the
fucking
movie's
black
probably.
Superman.
I think the movie's is good because Idris Elba is Black Superman, and he's in it. That's probably why the
He
movie's
says it.
better than what it would have been.
He says it in the trailer. I was like, okay, well, I know everything about you don't know about this movie.
Yeah,
Could have just said Superman. You know what I mean? Like, why do you have to like preface it with your race, motherfucker? We could tell you're black. I'm Black Superman. No, I'm Superman. I don't know. Whatever. Oh, but I was gonna tell you, I saw some shit on YouTube that from Looper, right? That they break down like crazy contracts that like celebrities have. You know,
yeah.
allegedly, right? I don't fucking know. The Rock can't lose a fight in a movie.
What? What?
Yeah, yeah. Like him or Vin Diesel. That's why they cannot. They have it in their contracts that they cannot lose a fight in a movie.
So that's why when Idris Elba beats his ass, technically it's just the first part of the fight because at the end of the movie they end up beating the dude. So I guess that's what counts as a
Yeah,
fight. Wow.
yeah.
So the Rock is always gonna win.
Well,
So essentially
The Rock is
that's
always,
what happened.
Rock is always-
Any Rock movie, he saves the day. There's no surprise because it's in
yeah,
his
that's it.
contract.
No surprise. I mean, think about it. All the fighting movies and action. Have you ever seen him even like, dude? He like falls off buildings and shit and has like a broken leg and then he rips off his cast. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
that's believable. He's the Rock. I believe that.
yeah, he's the
He's got a
Rock.
bionic
That's,
leg.
the thing is, I wonder if people really. If you think about it, that was the same leg that he broke in one of the Fast and the Furious 37 that
Uh-huh.
was broke that was gone in that Inferno movie. So at least there's some connectivity.
There is some continuity, right? I think maybe they're just trying to connect these characters. This is him after Fast and the Furious 76, and he's moved on to a new career. He's a personal
Yeah,
security.
dude, he is. Listen, he's again global superstar, the biggest star and the biggest actor in the world. You know what I mean? All that stuff. But I guess part of me is like hoping that like he would have taken a serious role by now, where like he would get, you know what I mean, like nominated for something, or maybe just the money's where it is.
But that is the money, right? These, like I
We
said, Jumanji 2 made 700 something million. Jumanji 1 made 954 million box office worldwide. Uh,
that.
that's
I
where the
mean,
money is.
but Jumanji one was fucking. I love that one. Like the dynamic. I think that was Kevin Hart and The Rock at their peak right there,
At
bro.
their
Like
peak, yeah.
that shit was funny as shit. That shit was funny. I would say at their peak, like they don't have 40 more years of acting to go. And look, The Rock's like has his own production company. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, The Rock can't keep up the juice for that long, but he has his own production company. He has, you know what I mean. Him and his wife have like him and his ex-wife have a foundation. He's a amazing father, as you know what I mean, and does all this stuff. His oldest daughter is becoming a professional wrestler. The movie he produced, Fighting with My Family, like he's doing his thing, right? Like again, I was hoping the quality of movie he made were better. Like it's not. I'm not shitting on him because that's not all on him. That's on the studios, the director, and all that shit. But
Listen, man, I
I
gotta cut you
expect
off.
more, bro. I'm
You
sorry.
are shitting on him. You keep prefacing it with "I'm not shitting on him," and then you start to shit on
I'm
him.
scared of
And
John.
here's what it is.
I'm
Look,
scared of
The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, all right, the Brahma Bull, all right.
him.
He,
Okay.
you
All
don't
right.
understand him. He brings joy to the people, to the
Yeah,
masses. In this time of quarantine,
true.
in these uncertain times, what better, what better thing is there to do than to turn on Netflix and watch a Rock movie? It
Tiger
immediately
King.
brightens up your day, much better than Tiger King. And it doesn't take 7 or 8 episodes. All it takes is an hour and 38 minutes, and your day is much better. And you can go on about your day feeling good about yourself,
I'm
knowing
about
that
to.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson is out there with your best interest at heart, making entertaining movies,
I'm gonna.
bringing joy to the world, putting out positivity. Come on, do you not watch the man's Instagram account? Like all he just wants you to make you
I do.
feel better about yourself. He wants you to live
I
your
do.
best life, and all you're doing is shitting on this
For sure.
man.
The movies. The movies. Uh, just
The
one point.
movies.
Have you ever seen an episode of Ballers? I didn't
I
think
have
so.
not.
Right? I didn't think so. Yeah, I didn't fucking think so. That shit.
I forget. I know he's there. What does he play? He plays something. He plays a former athlete or a
he plays
lawyer
like a
or an owner of a
he plays a
agency or some shit.
he plays a former athlete that became an agent or a
Uh
finance
huh.
consultant or some shit
Uh huh.
because he doesn't want the premise of the show is very good. Like the first but how do I don't know, bro. I think you know what it is. I think it's just too much. I think it's too much Rock. Like he's like you can't you when you're putting out quantity, your quality's gonna go to shit. That's basically what it is. Again, but I'm talking shit about a guy that his movies average $700 million or more, right? So nothing I say, and I'm gonna support him when it goes to video on demand or VPN. Know what I mean, like I might check it out.
VPN. What
I
is that?
might check it
Is
out,
that a new video
especially now.
service?
Nah, that's how we're gonna say. Yeah, it's a video service. Um, but dude, like I don't know, man. Like that's what I guess the reason why I'm going on this rant again is because Chris Hemsworth made a better movie. He didn't make it right. Like the stunt
He
coordinator
produced it.
from all the John Wicks and all that shit. Yeah, he produced it, and so did the Russos from all the Marvel shits.
Yeah.
But I, dude, the action in that movie was insane. Like insane in that movie. Like fucking like that semi one shot where he's fighting like the Indian Thor that like he fucking hits him with a truck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, that fight scene was crazy. But
It,
like
what you know? It's funny.
that's
In
what I
like
want to see.
a 2 minute span, he gets hit by a car, which is driven by that dude,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah,
they start fighting. He knocks that dude out, or they fall off the second floor, and
yeah,
then that dude gets hit by a truck. I mean, that's a big ass
yeah,
truck. And you're telling me after Thor beats his ass, the only injuries he had were like it was just a disfigured nose. That was it. Thor beat him, and he
yeah.
got hit by a big ass truck, and he just all he did was just like put his fucking broken nose back in place. And then by the time he
Yeah.
gets to the bridge,
That's it.
spoiler alert, that dude looks like he's moving like nothing happened to him, like he just fully recovered
Uh,
in a matter of a couple hours.
he needed he needed a good night's sleep. That's
That's
like
it.
his whole
And some
body was
aspirin.
destroyed. For seven and to talk to his son. Dude, that again, like that movie doesn't have, let's be honest, right? If you haven't seen it, don't tune out now. Whatever. Movie doesn't really have a plot. There's not really much character development. It's just action. Just be what you are. I don't know.
Wow. I got someone. I got a friend of yours over here. Taro,
Ah,
last
shit.
name Taro. He said the best Rock movie was The Other Guys because he was only in it for 5 minutes. Plus he died.
Shout out. That is true. He did die,
Oh
yo.
shit.
Shout out to Taro, man. That's an old army buddy of mine.
Oh
Yeah, dude. Like, yeah,
god.
that's it. Because you think he's gonna be in the movie the whole time, and then he dies with Sam Jackson trying to jump
Uh-huh.
from like one, like make it
I
to a tree or
remember
some
that.
shit. That is that is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, because you
That's
tune
it.
into that movie and you think it's gonna be, oh, it's a Will Ferrell movie, and then it's this sequence with him and Sam Jackson, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? And he's in it for a few minutes and he's gone. And then it was a funny movie. It was
Yeah.
hilarious.
What's
I
another?
think that's
Oh, that
and there you go. I think both of you are wrong. That's why that was such a great movie. Not because he died, but because he drew you in to watch the movie.
don't say
And
stuff
then
like
they
that.
set up the
Um,
storyline afterwards because, because of them.
right.
Again, you guys are wrong. You're not
That
seeing
that
the Rock's
how
greatness.
funny that movie had two funny things. Movie overall was, I thought, not that good. I thought it was like forced comedy between them. But I thought the fact that you had The Rock killing himself, basically like jumping off a building, and
Yeah,
then Eva Mendes being Will Ferrell's wife was the funniest. Like where
yeah.
like Mark
With
Wahlberg
Wahlberg,
was
he's like,
like,
really,
what's going
really.
on here? Yeah, like
That-
what's going on here?
I forgot about the Eva Mendes
Can't
part.
figure
He looks at her. He's like, really? Come on.
it out. Yeah, yeah.
He's looking for the
Like,
he's looking for the
he's
hidden
like,
cameras. Like, am I being set up right now? What's going on?
yeah, dude, that shit is hilarious, bro. Brings me to another random top five, John. That Taro just hit me to. Top five cameos in a movie, bro. I already have my number one, right? Because I would consider the Rock thing and other guys a cameo. So try to number one. I think you don't even have to have the discussion because we've established that your top five lists are terrible. So we're just gonna. Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder is the greatest cameo of all time, where he plays like the fat agent.
Uh huh. Was that a cameo? I mean,
That's the
he's in
greatest.
it for quite a bit.
I mean, I dude, like I won't consider. I know a cameo is just like somebody who's like shows up at the bar and then leaves, but I'm gonna consider it a cameo because the way he dressed up in a suit, I legit didn't know it was Tom Cruise until I saw the fucking credits, bro. Because you never seen Tom Cruise like that since or before.
No, you haven't. But look, I'll say this, all right? The fact that you shitted on my top five
Yeah.
list, which we've only gone over one, and
Dude,
yes, all the greatest dramas are just all the Law and Orders. However you want to watch them, I'm
I don't
gonna
know,
stick to that answer because
yeah,
it's already out there anyway, so I can't change my answer. But the
you really
fact that you
can't.
don't know what a fucking cameo is, I think that's shameful. Or
Am I
that you know
wrong?
what it
Cameo is
is,
just like
and then you choose to just ignore it and say, well, you know what, I'm gonna call it a
yeah,
cameo anyway because he's in there for half the movie
yeah,
and he
I am.
gets a credit. I'm like, that's not what a cameo is, dude. You just defined it and then you just call it a cameo anyway.
Yeah, listen, this is
Come
my
on,
our
you're
podcast. I
becoming
make
you're,
up
you're
rules, I
becoming
go
a
along.
supporter of an individual that we've just talked about. Words have meanings. Words have
I
meaning
will
and they're
I will
important.
fucking I will put on a rug on top of my head for the next show and own this shit. I will go to a carpet store and find that really long fucking carpet hair and I will rock that shit for the next show. Absolutely, I'm considering it a cameo. Fuck that. Another one that I'll consider a cameo, which is not, I don't even know, like a co-star was the guy from Roadhouse, Chris Christopherson, I think it was, or yeah, was it the guy, the Marlboro Man, right? He shows
Yeah.
up. No, Sam. No, it's not Chris Christopherson. It's Sam something. Fuck is his name? That's another good co-starring role that I'm gonna
Also not a
consider a
cameo.
cameo just because I want.
Co-star
I don't.
role,
Hey,
not a
listen,
cameo.
man. I don't listen. Don't be so literal, motherfucker. What I say. The preface of this entire show is we're two assholes on the internet. We're not gonna say the right shit all the time, dude. My dog just hit my
Whoa,
light.
what just happened? I was about to say
Dog just
ISIS is
my
about to
dog just
cut your head
walked on
off.
my light. Hold on, please hold.
And what you're seeing on Benjamin's screen right now, don't be afraid. Don't be scared for his safety. He hasn't been captured by ISIS, as far as I know. But he is having issues with his light. Also, if you didn't know this already about Benjamin, apparently he doesn't know what the fuck a cameo is.
I really don't though. I really don't. I choose to I make my own definitions, but you tell you what I'm not gonna do: take a fucking screenshot of the definition and post it on my social media. That's what I'm not gonna do.
No, that's good. You shouldn't.
No, like how weird is that? Whatever. Oh, this is what it means. Oh, really? Because I couldn't have Googled it my motherfucking self. I don't have internet, bitch. But yeah, dude, why? Listen, we really didn't discuss why your top 5 list was so trash, bro. You wanna redeem yourself, or you just wanna move on? Criminal Minds being in your top 5 dramas of all time made me so upset that like when I trimmed the video to put it on my Instagram, I had to stop and take a second. I had to stop because we discussed TV and shows all the time, and you never mentioned Criminal Minds before, ever, bro.
Listen, for some reason,
Ever.
I was just thinking about network TV. I was just thinking about NBC, ABC, and look. And the truth is, had I been thinking about that and really still only thinking about network TV, I should have mentioned Blackish, which is a hell of a show. But it's not. It's a drama slash comedy, and Blackish is a really good show, or was a really good show. But
Black
yeah, I wasn't
is
thinking
really funny on it.
HBO, Showtime, all that stuff. Even though like 2 days prior we were talking about The Wire and Oz,
Yeah.
and they didn't even
Mm-hmm.
come to mind because for whatever reason when I'm thinking shows, and I don't know if it's because of the era I grew up in or whatever, I was just thinking network TV.
Right. I get you. Like if we go,
That's my
if you're
excuse
talking
when I'm
about
thinking
like,
about it.
yeah, if you're going like growing up and then like our childhood, the fact that we only had like those 6 channels, right? But yeah, you can go like I guess you could throw in like Ray Donovan if you like Ray Donovan. I've seen a couple episodes of that. I think it's pretty good. But I still wouldn't put that in my top 5. But yeah, Criminal Minds was embarrassing if we're gonna be honest. But I also don't know what a cameo is, so who gives a fuck about what I got to say? You know what I mean?
Exactly. I think we all agreed though during the show that after you guys or during the show you called me out, we agreed that yeah, The Wire season 1 has got to be up there as the number one.
It's all time. Like
Yeah,
all time
all
against
time.
I put the Wire season 1. I put the Wire season 1 against any season of any other show. I don't care. That Stringer Bell
Stringer, yeah.
dynamic in that first season is, mind you, it was just one season. That's it. That's all you got, a Stringer Bell, right? Season 2 was something totally different. Season 3 got weird with like the docs or some shit where they went like some totally different version. Then they came back to what works in season 4. But like even that wasn't consistently good. But season 1 is the best season of any show I've ever seen. Ever. Like it's every fucking like it was, especially back then, it was like when you had to watch it week to week. You know what I mean? There was no, you couldn't stream it, you
Right.
couldn't fucking just binge it.
You can't binge
So
it. Yeah.
every Sunday night at 9, because then it was followed by Oz. It was, you were just watching that shit. Best show of all time. It's
Yeah,
the
I
GOAT.
think season 1. I think Oz is up there as well. Uh, I think Breaking Bad again, but that's cable TV, right? I think Breaking
Yeah.
Bad makes in the top 5, um, and that's more recent. But I think I put Breaking Bad in
Yeah.
there. Um,
What all right, you want to do another top 5? Like this is stuff, by the way, people, if you're watching this or listening, we don't ever like discuss this in the pre-show. This is just like a random conversation that we have during the show. And then I want to like give you time to think about. So I'm top 5. We're going a little bit off here. Top 5 Disney movies of all time. I
dude,
want
Lion
5,
King.
4, 3, 2,
Lion
1.
King number 1. Okay, you want to go backwards?
Obviously.
Backwards order?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, count it down. I mean, you already said number 1, so you're
Yeah,
terrible
and
way to,
that's not
terrible
even.
way to
I don't
start this.
care what
Like,
anyone has to say. I don't care what anyone has to say. That's Lion King number 1, and it's in a different league all by itself. No one is
yes,
catching it ever. I don't care what kind of technology,
ever.
storytelling. That's just it. Uh,
Yep.
Now we're talking about Disney. We're talking about Pixar. Different. Isn't Pixar owned by Disney?
Not yeah, Pixar is owned by Disney because it's on Disney Plus. So
And then
yeah,
what's the other one? That's the
so that counts.
animation. The animation house. There was Pixar, and the other one was. Um, they also make animated
Uh,
movies,
uh,
but I don't think it's owned by Disney.
uh,
Uh,
DreamWorks.
DreamWorks. Okay, no. So see, I'm gonna
Yeah.
mix them up because I'm not a. It's been well established that you're a Disney fanboy, right? at least once a day I see a post about Disney
First
coming
comment.
from you. No, no, don't do this.
Not
Don't
once a
do
day,
this.
but yeah.
This like no, no. You are definitely a
Eh,
fanboy. Like that's what you are. Just own it.
I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of this. Real quick, remember that movie that back in the day? Remember that movie All Dogs Go to Heaven?
Yeah.
Like I thought my entire life till Disney Plus came out, I thought that was a Disney movie. Like I had no idea that it was like I think it was like a DreamWorks. Like I think that and like Homeward Bound, which isn't like a cartoon. That's like with the two cats, the two dogs and a cat.
No, that's a Disney movie, right?
That they
Homeward
get
Bound.
lost. No, sir. Nope. It is DreamWorks because it's not on Disney Plus,
Really?
as far as I know. Yeah,
No way.
it gets that dude. That was like that was back in the day when like the movies came in. Like remember that like that weird plastic covering where like the VCR tape was like surrounded with like that make believe like plastic shit
Yeah.
that like the whole like the VCR was like this big, but the box was like this big that
Oh
it
yeah, I
came in.
know. I remember.
Crazy,
I'm trying to
crazy
find
shit, bro.
this movie because Homeward Bound, not a Disney movie. Now
I don't think so, bro. I might be totally wrong, and I'll own it, but I don't think it's a Disney movie.
probably isn't. You're probably right. I can't find it. I mean, I
I
see it,
mean,
but I don't know who.
I don't think it is, bro. If I
All right,
We're
so
getting into shit like
let's go to
top five.
top five. So now I'm gonna have to look up Pixar movies to make sure that I'm not naming like a DreamWorks movie because we're getting too deep into
No, there's not that many
studios.
DreamWorks movies except for like Trolls. So I think you're good.
Um, let's see. God, I've got to put one of the Toy Stories in there, and I don't know which
Oh,
one.
which one though? Yeah, because it can't be four, and it can't be all four, and then Lion King.
I think
That's a hard one, brother.
I will tell you that I didn't see like, and I know you've told me about this, and you know I'm gonna get shit. I haven't seen Coco, and I'm sure that's a top five. From what I hear, it's a hell of a story. I haven't seen it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um, Fuck it, we'll just go with Toy Story one, just because that's the one I grew up with. So
Yep,
I'll go
yep,
with
yep.
Toy
With
Story
Andy. Yeah.
with
That's
Andy.
your number five?
No, I think that's higher than that. I'm going through. I'm not even like
Sure.
I'm not watching a lot of
So you're saying
the classic Disney movies before this the Pixar and stuff like that. I think the only one would be probably Lion King that I really. I'm sure there's other ones, but Lion King is the one that sticks out to me. Um,
Mhm.
what were you, what I'm saying is what?
so you're saying number one, Lion King, number two, Toy Story one?
I think so. I think so.
Okay. I'm with that.
Uh, let's see. Let's see. Another really good story of.
Well, make this a
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with the modern movies, and I'll go
that's fine.
with Nemo, Finding Nemo.
Solid.
Uh, I think we had a discussion about this. I don't know if it was you or you had an argument or a Facebook post about Inside Out being better than what movie was it? Was it Inside Out? You're comparing it to another
Inside
movie?
Out. Inside Out is better than Frozen to me.
Yes, every day, all day.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think I'm gonna put that in my top
Inside Out's my
five.
number three. I would. I put Inside Out in my top five.
I like Ratatouille.
Inside Out's my number three. Solid. Yes, that's a good one. Underrated.
Um,
Under fucking rated.
I've
Ratatouille.
seen that movie a lot.
Under fucking rated, bro.
Yeah,
Underrated, bro.
it's really good. And I'm going to have God. These are tough choices because this is what's left, and
Yes, bro, because it's five.
I'm looking just at Pixar movies that are left, and I've already given you four. And there's Monsters Inc. There's Wally, which by the way, Wally is what we become now. No one does a damn thing.
Yes.
People are lazy. That actually has some. Unlike The
Yeah.
Rock's movies, now I'm shitting on The Rock. Unlike The Rock's movies, there is a message behind that movie. Like you see, everyone just wants convenience and automation, and they don't want to do a damn thing for themselves, and that's what we turn into, these
Yep.
blobs that are floating on these
Yep.
gaming chairs, and we go everywhere.
Dude,
Monsters Inc.
Wally is goddamn. Wally's damn. Yo, top to think of 5 Disney movies is fucking
It's yeah.
difficult, bro.
So
Forgot
Monsters
about
Inc.
Monsters Inc. Let's go.
Wally. For entertainment's sake, there's The Incredibles, the first one.
The first one, second one was
Uh,
trash. Waited
I
too
mean,
long for
you waited a long
Incredibles 2 and it was
time.
not that good.
It's not that it wasn't good. I think it's that the first one set the expectations so high that the second one was never
Yeah.
going to meet those expectations. Um,
Yeah. It's
there's
like
Cars. I
it's
forgot
like the
about
second
Cars.
Boondocks. I
Yeah,
wouldn't put that
Boondock
on top
Saints.
anything. Like Boondock Saints, the original was the motherfucking shit. And the second one, because it took so long, I was because you hyped it up so much that the
Right.
second one was just like, nah, okay, this is what we doing.
Uh, damn. I
What do you
think I'll go
have? Well,
with
you just because you're like ran.
I go with Wally number
How many do you
five.
have? So you got Lion King. So
Toy
Lion
Story,
King, Toy Story.
Finding Nemo,
Number 3 was Finding Nemo. Was 4 was
Ratatouille,
what? Cars,
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille, and then
Yeah, and then I'll go with Monsters
Wally.
Inc. Or no, I'm sorry, Wally.
You
Wally.
gonna go Monster League? Oh, okay. So I'll go. I'll match your Wally on number 5. Number 4. I'm going off the top. I'm not gonna read it. I'm trying to go with this. So number 5, Wally. Number 4. Number 4, bro. Number 4. I'm trying to think of this shit. Number 4, Aladdin. How dare you? Um, the original, not the remake shit with Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Number 3. Number 3. I'm gonna go with Inside Out. Number 2 is it. Number 2 is Coco for me. And then number 1 is Lion King. I think Coco is one of because like I think it's one of the best movies they've ever done. You know what I mean? Like, see how Frozen's not even in my top 10. Like, I'll
Mm-hmm.
go back to like older movies before that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll put Mulan over Frozen. I'll put
Yeah.
fucking the Princess Frog over Frozen. I'll put fucking Ratatouille over Frozen. Like, the Frozen had a catchy song,
Mm-hmm.
and like it was a funny dynamic with like Olaf and that deer. Yo, son, I'll put Tangled over Frozen. Tangled is better than fucking Frozen. And there's no catchy song. It's just a better movie. Don't get me started on this shit. Like, this is
No,
I don't
so
play
here's the
about
thing.
Disney,
This
son.
is what's concerning. The fact that you know about their better songs than movies. This is what concerns me about
Yeah,
your
dude, like,
knowledge on Disney movies. Okay, you don't have any kids,
motherfucker, Akuna
and
Matata.
you drive a white
Akuna
van, right?
Matata.
You drive a white van,
First of
and
all,
you don't
no.
have any kids,
With with
and
windows.
you will
With
have
windows.
expert knowledge on Disney movies.
With
Yo,
windows though, son. That's what makes me not a pedophile. With
where?
windows.
Yeah, but they're illegally tinted though, right? Like, come on, like you have to keep that. Don't
Yeah.
forget to put that out there. They're
I-
extremely darkly tinted,
Just
so
so
it's
happen-
like you don't have any windows at
just so
all.
happen-
In fact, that gives people a false sense of security. Oh, it's got windows. Yeah, those windows have 5% tint. No one
Listen,
can see inside them, and it's soundproof.
I spray
for
painted
sure.
free candy. I spray painted free candy on it with one E backwards. Okay, it's totally safe. It's fine. There's candy everywhere. There's Disney movies always playing. You know what I mean? It's cool. Like,
I am.
but yeah, fuck.
I don't know why I never put. I don't know why I never connected the dots. You're always talking about Disney movies, and
And that's
like, you
and
know,
now you know why I hate Criminal Minds
yeah,
because
because you always get caught at
they
the
try to
end.
profile.
Because you
Yeah,
always
always
get
get
caught,
caught
man.
at the end. Just took you 40 episodes to figure it out, but you're definitely not a profiler. Yeah, dude.
No, but now
Inside-
I have
I
a
think
best friend
Inside
who's
Out-
a fucking. I don't even want to give you the name.
Yeah.
I just call you a monster.
Yeah, no, definitely don't give it the name because people think we're actually being serious when we're talking shit.
Oh shit! Someone over
Inside
here.
Out is-
Daniel Granada, Moana. Forgot about Moana. No, sorry, Daniel.
No, I didn't forget about Frozen. I
Frozen.
just he's the one that said about he's the one that talked about Inside Out I can't put, for me, the reason why Moana doesn't make my list, right? This is like this is like the draft big board, right? We just had the NFL
Right.
draft. The reason why I cannot go with Moana is because I think Coco is better, right? Like if Coco wasn't, if and I can't put Moana over. I think Inside Out was a better movie than Moana. Again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not shitting on Moana. I think that's one of the Rock's best performances with his voiceover and shit like that.
Where
But
he's not actually in
you
it.
know, he's not actually in it. Shout out to the fact that I saw a meme where he's talking about, if you've seen Moana, I don't know if you have, where he's
Yeah.
talking about his story, but his story's on his back, and it was like, yo, it's his back story. I see you, I see you, but I can't put Moana over those five. That's all I'm saying. That's my, like, Moana and Coco to me are very similar, but Coco I think is just an overall better movie, and I can't put, you know what I mean? Like they cancel each other out. It's almost like if I'm drafting and my choices are like Tua, whatever the fuck his last name, I'm not gonna try to say it, and Justin Herbert. You know what I
Tagovailoa.
mean?
Uh-huh.
Like yeah, I'm choosing Justin Herbert. You know what I mean? Like, but they're identical to me in that sense. You get what I'm saying? So like, I can't I can't have two similar quarterbacks and two similar movies when I want to have some range in my picks. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
Yeah, you know what? If I would have seen Coco, I probably would have placed it in the top five.
You do realize you can still see it, right? You
Yeah,
could
but I
watch it right
haven't
now
seen
after we
it
get off this
yet.
podcast.
So this list that's live, I can't put it in the top five
Also,
as we speak. There was another movie that I wanted to
it's
put
also
in my top
difficult.
five. Up. I don't know why I like
What
that damn
movie?
movie.
Up, son. See what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
they're tough. It's
Up
tough
is
choices, man.
totally, dude. That's why it's so hard to like do a top five. Like, even in the top 10, you're leaving some really great ones out.
You are.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, Up. Oh my, dude. The first like 7-8 minutes of that shit are like the most off guard I've ever been in a movie. Like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, I thought I was watching a cartoon.
Right.
Fuck that shit. Monsters Inc. I totally forgot about Monsters Inc. before you said it. That's a top 10, top 15. I mean, we're gonna leave some out. It's always up for debate, right? Like our list isn't set in stone, other than the people who listen to this podcast that believe it's set in stone. Like it's a fluid list of movies. But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
like
Coco's a solid one, man. Moana's a good
there's a
one.
movie, and it's not by either one. It's Leica Productions. Have you seen Kubo?
I have not seen Kubo. Is that good?
Really good story. Yeah, and it's I think, but when did it come out? That 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
I think
Kubo and the Two Strings.
I think it came out. Yeah, I think it came out around the same time as, like, roughly around the same time as Coco, because Coco came out like 2-3 years ago. But
Okay, yeah.
Kubo is
So
more it's a Japanese story, right?
yeah, and so
Or some
it's
shit like
made
that.
by the same company that's put out let's see, The Box Trolls, Paranorman, Coraline. So yeah, but when you talk about Disney movies, I always just think animated movies, and then it's so hard to distinguish all these different studios. I almost said Kubo, and then I had to
Yeah.
research and found out that it wasn't a Disney movie. Good movie though.
I would put All Dogs Go to Heaven, just like off memory, like being a kid, like animated movies in my like top 10. Like I put that like number 7, even if we're putting Disney movies into it. I think All Dogs Go to Heaven like was the shit. Sad as fuck though. As a child, like that should not be a movie a kid should watch just because you're just
Hundred.
watching dogs die and shit. Like, what kind of
Yeah.
sadistic fuck makes these movies for kids? Like All Dogs Go to Heaven. Also, you're telling me all dogs are gonna die, and I love dogs. And now, as a 7-year-old, I have to watch this fucking movie. So it's a sociopath that wrote that shit.
101 Dalmatians.
Assholes. Nah, I'm not putting that anywhere near it, bro. No, not putting Sword in the Stone in it. I'm not putting Little Mermaid on my top 5, 10, 15, or 20. Just not my thing. Nah, it's just not not on my list.
Okay.
We had a 32-minute conversation about fucking Disney movies.
Pocahontas.
That's what we do here. I haven't seen it enough to care about it. Does that make sense?
Lilo and Stitch.
Uh, Lilo and Stitch is good. Yo,
Yeah.
The Hercules animated movie is the shit, bro.
Is it?
That's a really good. Yeah, that's a really good one. I mean, if you got Disney Plus, for sure, check it out.
John Carter.
I want. Oh,
It's a
you're about
Disney
to get me
movie.
started on a rant here. Okay, okay.
I've heard you talk
Yeah,
about
but
John
that's not a
Carter. I don't
cartoon, though.
remember if it's positive or negative, but you said Disney movies.
John Carter is a very frustrating movie because it's the same guy
That's
as
Taylor
that's in
Kish, right?
Waco, right?
Yeah.
Taylor Kish. Yeah, Taylor Kish, and he's Riggs from Friday Night Lights, which I don't know if you put Friday Night. I put Friday Night Lights in my top 5 dramas of all time, just because I think it's right. Just because I think it's one of the best TV shows ever, like
Hmm.
consistently great. Um, John Carter is it's I don't know if it's become like a cult classic. I don't know if that's how you define it, but it
Probably, I think.
bombed, right? Like they put like $200 million into that movie. It fucking bombed in theaters, absolutely and
Yeah.
utterly bombed. But dude, that movie is so fucking entertaining and so good that it makes me mad that it bombed so bad that they couldn't do a sequel. The movie, like if you watch it, it's not gonna be an Oscar winner. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not
Hmm.
we're not gonna sit here and fucking lie to you and act like it's the greatest movie of all time. But it's how do I I'm gonna go back to shitting on the Rock. It's better than any movie the Rock's done. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's a very low bar. Like my boy Danny says, it's a very low bar to be better than the Rock's movies because they're all trash and they're all identical. But it's just a really cool concept that, dude, I can watch that. That's one movie that has recently taken. You know how there's one movie that you could always watch, like if it's on, you'll
Hmm.
catch it. Like, oh, I'm gonna watch the rest of this, even if it just started, if there's 30 minutes left.
Right.
Another one like that is like Independence Day with Will Smith. Like if that
Right.
movie's on, I'm gonna watch it. But dude, John Carter, if you haven't seen it, it's a really entertaining movie. I think it's on Disney Plus. It was on Netflix for a while. But dude, that's such a good, like me and my boy Colby that we're gonna have on the show one of these days. From Mississippi, like we swear by that. Dude, that movie is so good. That movie is so entertaining. It's a solid movie, man. It's a solid like B for me if we're grading it.
Okay.
John Carter, bro. Felt so bad because after that, Taylor Kish got like shitted on and couldn't get another good movie. Even though every
Well,
role he's been in he's been good.
yeah, I think that movie was kind of set up to propel his career, right? I remember I
Yeah,
haven't even seen John
yeah.
Carter. I've seen bits and pieces. It's on, and I'll turn it on, but I've never seen the whole movie from start to finish. But I remember
Yo,
reading
write that
about
down
it.
and put this on your list.
It's
You
been
got to
on my
write that
list.
down. You got
It's
to
been
put
on my list
Coco,
for a while
John Carter. Yeah, and you can
because I
watch it
hear
with
good
your
things
son. You know
about
what I
it.
mean, and your kids and your wife. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I hear good things about it,
it's
but I
such
know
a
that it bombed.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it was supposed to have a sequel. Like I think it was like John Carter Returns to Mars or some shit, and it just never happened because it was based on like I might be pulling this out of my ass. I think it was like based on a comic or some shit. Like there's some
Uh huh.
story that goes with it, but dude, like it's disappointing that movie bombed so hard. I don't know why it bombed, but it bombed hard as shit.
Did that come out
I don't know if
before
it
or
was like
after Avatar,
competition.
or around the same time?
I think after, bro. I think after. I want to say it came out around 20. Was it Avatar was what 2012,
Shit, I don't know. This movie was
2010?
2012. Yeah.
I think it came out before Avatar. So I think any movie after Avatar for like had like an Avatar hangover.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it
it was
did come
probably
out. It
like
came out 3 years
it was
after.
probably yeah, so like and then you were getting bombarded with all the fucking Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Because
hard to
right,
compete.
the Marvel movie started in 2010. Yeah, it's hard to compete with that when you, again, like it goes back to my Coco and Moana argument, right? Like you could easily go watch both movies, but you chose one.
Hmm. Hey, how about Tron? It's another Disney movie.
Get the fuck out of here. No,
Tron, the original
no, bro.
classic.
Listen, I that's
No,
I'm gonna
the
shout out
pacifier,
to our friend Chris that's been on the
the the game plan,
stop talking right
the
now. Just
pacifier. Hey, look,
hey, real
these are
quick,
rock movies.
mute, mute
Okay, but
yourself.
honestly, for
Mute
real,
your
the Mighty Ducks.
okay.
It's a classic. Classic. How about both?
No, but we're no, but you can't put these in the same thing. Like we animated movies, right? We should have been more specific. Top five animated.
Yeah.
Mighty
I stuck
Ducks
with
is in a
animated.
Mighty Ducks is in a class by itself, sir. Mighty Ducks, all of them. I don't know if there's the ones that I remember. I think there was like three.
Yeah,
Are
that I remember.
fucking what? What? Son, Mighty Ducks? Nah. That was my shit. I never wanted to like roller like ice skate because of it. Like I wasn't that person, but first of all, we lived in fucking Miami, so why the fuck
I
would I go to
definitely
an
took
ice
up
skating rink and then
I
walk
definitely
out?
took up rollerblading though for sure.
No, no, for sure it took up
And then
rollerblading. Son,
and
you
then I
remember
put up
how
my recycling bins out in the middle of the street and got a damn hockey stick and we played street hockey. Yeah, inline
yeah.
hockey.
Let me ask you something. Was your mom like my mom was when I was young? Was your mom the type that like bought you the knee pads and the wrist pads thing? Like my mom did that. I remember my mom bought me like
I
the
think
whole
they
set.
bought them. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I
I
like
never had
it
the.
was
I wore the
those
knee pads. I never wore the wrist stuff.
the wrist
Like
things were the
yeah,
worst. The wrist
yeah.
stuff was that shit was the worst. You couldn't move your arms because they went like they would go through your thumb, right? And then it would go like
Hmm.
halfway up your forearm. So you it looked like you had a cast on both your arms. And they were always
Yeah,
like the worst colors. They were like black and purple or like a black and
really bright
like
purple
off
or
green. Yeah, like really bright, like really like a really bright purple. And the knee pads, yeah, it would only be the knee pads that I would rock. Like, yo, if I fall on my hands, then I lost the top layer of skin. I'm cool. But my knees, I need those a little bit more because I walk with them and they bend and shit. But god damn, dude, roller skates. Speaking of outdoor activities with wheels, I've started to take up biking, bro. I'm fucking addicted to this shit. Like, I'm ready. I'm gonna go bike riding today. I'm trying to get like 6 miles today. I did 4 yesterday.
unfortunately, I'm well aware of this because I keep getting these fucking screen grabs about how many miles and how many minutes you biked every day since you've started.
But listen, man, you're a cross country guy. I figured you could appreciate that my fat ass is getting out there and being active because running is never going to be my thing. Wasn't like it was barely my thing in boot camp. You know what I mean? I did my thing, but biking, like I feel like I can get better cardio, go farther distances, and it's easier to do. Like I'm already looking. Like I bought my starter bike from Walmart, right?
Hmm.
Because like yo, I was like I haven't really rode a bike in 30 years or whatever. Like I don't know if
Right.
this is not 30 because I'm 36. That's stupid. Like 20 years, but I want to see if I really like it. And if I don't, I could always return it. I only spent like 180 on the bike or whatever. But as soon as I started, I was like, yo, I want a better bike. Like I want, like I'm, dude, bikes are so expensive, Jay. So fucking expensive, man. I don't know. You can't ride bike up there, right? Because there's still fucking snow on the ground.
It's not that bad. Although, what's today? The 25th, 26th. 10 days ago, it snowed. It was
Yeah, I remember you sent me the
65,
video.
and then it was 45, and then the next like overnight, it just in the evening it started snowing. You wake up to snow on the ground. Now it melted because it's the middle of April, but the fact that it's snowing in the middle of April, I'm not cool with that shit. But it's where I live. It's the reality of the situation, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be like that moving forward.
Do you guys have bikes as a family? Like, do you, Mel, Javi, and Tony have bikes?
I don't have a bike. Everyone else does. Um, and that's because sometimes, like, we don't always ride together. I mean, sometimes we do, but shut your mouth. I see that
Right.
ridiculous grin on your face. You're about to say something. Um,
I'm good. I'm
but
good.
we switch it up because Javi and I and Tony also have rollerblades. And so sometimes some of us will
Okay.
ride bike and then the other ones will get on their skates. And then if Tony wants to skate,
Mhm.
which hasn't happened in a while, I'll take his bike. That's right. He's taller than
Okay.
me, and I use his bike. You bastard. I know
He's what I
where you
thought.
were headed with that.
Obviously. Yo,
Um,
you know what I didn't know about
yeah.
bikes? And this is real shit. Like not even cracking a joke. Like I didn't know like how much you could customize the bike feel in the ride.
Hmm.
Like how you have to like even growing up, I don't ever remember like adjusting my seat or adjusting the handlebars to fit like the way you want to ride it because like the bike I
Yeah.
bought has like a range of height, right? Like you're
Hmm.
supposed to ride a certain kind of way where like the seat they call it a saddle or whatever. The seat is supposed to be at your hip, right? So you're actually supposed to like sit up on the bike. I always thought like you needed the seat as low as possible and whatever, and you need your feet to be a certain way. Like you're like this whole fucking thing. I was like, I'm watching all these YouTube videos. Like, yo, like I feel like I've never known how to ride a bike before in my fucking life.
Yeah, Javi has a like a GT BMX style type of bike. You know, the 20-inch tires, wheels,
Mm-hmm.
and he has his seat way too low. Where like when he pedals, his knees come all the way up, and then when he pedals down, like his leg doesn't straighten. You're supposed to have it to where your leg doesn't completely straighten, but it's got a slight bend in the knee. And when
Yep.
his foot reaches the bottom of that when he's cycling or pedaling, his knee is still way like it's bent way too much. And I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, you're pedaling harder than you have to, making it more difficult on
Yep.
yourself because of how you have your seat set up. Brace the seat a little bit. I know it's gonna seem uncomfortable, but then your knee's not completely bent. You're doing all this work where you have to like stand up on the pedals to
Yep.
try to get it going. But yeah, there's a especially if you're mountain biking and you're trying to get like the best performance and the right
Yep.
ride position, I guess is what you want to call it. Yeah,
Yeah, dude,
it's
it's crazy. Like it's frustrating because
mhm,
like I said, like the bike I have, I already want to get another one. Like I can't adjust my handlebars because the one of the bolts that I'm supposed to loosen to like because right now it's a little crooked, right? Like it's a little bit off center, right? Like here's my tire, and
mhm,
here's my handlebar, so it's just a little bit off. So it's a little frustrating. Like it's cool,
yeah,
it's not too bad, but I can't adjust it, and it so adjusting the seat helps with that, but like not being able to customize it fully to how I want it because you're not supposed to have like your arm straight, right? Like you're not supposed to have your arm straight across. You're supposed to have like a
mhm,
little bend in it too. Same thing. And then, like I didn't know about any of that stuff. So like I remember growing up as a kid, like I don't remember my dad or anybody like ever adjusting my seat. I had what I had. You know what I mean? Like how I got the bike is how I rode it. So yeah, I would be like Hobby, where my fucking knees would come up to my chest. I mean, I'm pedaling hard as shit. I didn't know like when your foot is like parallel, quote unquote, to the ground,
mhm.
it's supposed to like you're supposed to have a slight bend in your knee and all this other shit. So if I was you, I would just show him. I could send you the video like on how to like how to set up your bike. He knows how to ride bike, but like maybe hearing it from you is annoying because you know what I mean. Sometimes they just don't listen to parents. But you could do, you know, show it to them like that because I honestly didn't know, and I didn't know like when you jump off your bike or when you're standing on your bike, like on when you're standing on the ground and the bike is in between you, you you have to have the frame of the bike like 1 to 3 inches lower than your inseam. You know what I mean? So it's almost
Mhm.
like right under your crotch. You know what I mean? Right under your
Right.
balls, basically. And then but not too far down or not too high up because the reason is like if you're gonna fall, you're gonna try to catch yourself, and you don't want to try to catch yourself, and then there's the frame that stops you from
Right.
hitting the ground
Yeah, yeah,
with your foot. So it's
yeah,
like
and
my
that's
frame is a
changed
little
from
bit
when
too
we
high for
grew
me.
up. Yeah, when we grew up,
Yeah, no,
they
absolutely.
had like these standard frames, and then they had the standard like 24, 26, 30-inch tires, I think.
Yeah.
And now it's a lot
Mm-hmm.
different. The angle of the frame is different to you know to accommodate people like me. Um,
Yeah,
so, but yeah, and
I
it's not
always
just the standard
associated.
24 and 26-inch tires. They have so much more. Now, if you get deep into it, like you're
They
talking
have
about $1,500, $2,500, three, four, $5,000 bikes
oh,
with
sure.
rear and
There's a
front
bike from
suspensions and all these, yeah, like all sorts
yeah.
of expensive equipment.
I want like there's a brand of bike called Specialized. They have a
Yeah.
$14,000 bike.
Yep.
$14,000 bike that's half electrical, which what it does is it's not motorized. What it does is I was actually watching the video. It helps you because it's a mountain bike. What it does is like assist you like going uphill so you're able to go further, faster, you know what I mean? And all this shit, but like downhill you're good. So if you're
Hmm.
mountain biking, again, if you have $14,000 to spend on a bike, have at it. Don't save
Yeah.
up to buy a $14,000 bike. I mean, if
Yeah.
you have like the way you should do that is like if you could buy a $14,000 bike, you got to have at least $30,000 in the bank. So you're not, you know what I mean? So you're not
No,
just
no, no,
fucking
no, not
around.
even. If
But
you're just buying a $14,000 bike, then that means you have hundreds of thousands. There's money laying around if you can just buy a
it,
$14,000 bike. It's not even 30 grand in the bank.
it don't
You know
don't
what though? Yeah.
go ahead.
Don't,
No, go ahead.
if you're gonna pay your home friggin' remodel loan, don't buy a bike instead of paying off that
Yeah,
home remodel loan. You know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, like don't prioritize a bike. Don't save up for that. That's just, first of all, don't have a bike note. All right, don't do that. Don't be that guy. You know what I mean? That's fucking crazy. But dude, I could not believe that there was bikes at like that price. Like I
Hmm.
thought the bikes that I always seen on like Walmart or Target were like the only bikes you could buy. Like, again, like growing up, because I hadn't looked at bikes in over 20 years. You know what I mean? Since I was a kid, riding
Yeah.
around like my BMX or my Huffy bike around the apartments. You know what I mean? I hadn't really looked at bikes like that. And now, like I always associated like, you know, I don't know why I did. I don't know if it was something I heard or it was like bro science. Remember, like I associated the straight frame on a bike as a male bike and the one with
Yep.
the dip into it as a female bike. No, that's not fucking accurate, right?
I was
Unless it
gonna make
says
that
women's
comment to you
bike,
when you sent me that
that
picture, by the way.
that women's bike, that dip into it is just because of the inseam for the man. Like there's bikes don't have a gender unless they're like the bike with the little basket in the front, or you know what I mean, or they're specific to women with like bows and shit like that. Bikes are just bikes. Like where did we hear that from, bro? Like is that bro
I don't know,
science that I
but
only heard,
we
or
grew
did
up
you hear?
with that same bullshit. Yeah.
That was so weird, bro. Like it didn't make like, who the fuck decided that this was a thing?
I don't know. But honestly, if you really need like advice on bikes, you remember Marlon, right? He grew up, he used to do Flatland, where he had that
Yeah,
BMX bike or a GT, and he'd do tricks on his bike where you're riding really, really slow, and he'd get on his tire and whip the frame around and do all sorts of crazy shit. It's called Flatland, and
yeah,
that was like a $700 bike. And so now he's into mountain biking, and he's got one of those like $2,000 to $3,000 bikes where it's got a front and or rear suspension. It's got disc brakes, so it's not the little rubber brakes that's like it's got disc brakes. I mean, it better for three
yeah,
grand. Now I don't know if that's how much he paid for it.
yeah.
I'm
Of
sure he
course.
found it through a discount through whatever membership or affiliations he has. But that's if you need tips or anything, whether your next bike or how to set it up, that'd probably be the person to ask. Um,
Yeah, no,
I was looking into
that's
e-bikes
I
actually.
forgot that he would be doing tricks for hours in front of our apartment, bro.
Yeah,
For
hours
hours,
until
just
the
riding
sun
around.
went down. Yeah,
Yeah, like I'd wake up and that motherfucker's out there. I'd go to sleep and he's out there. Like, dude, all right. Yeah, his dedication was crazy. That's a good idea. I definitely gotta talk to him about it. But dude, just like all of the stuff that goes into it is just crazy, man. Like there's so many different brands that I never heard of that are these outrageous prices that are, dude, a starter bike from Specialized, right? Quote unquote starter. Just like I say that like as far as like the cheaper end, is like
yeah,
$700.
yeah. That
You
sounds
know what I
about
mean?
right.
And there's like different sizes. There's like a small, medium, large, extra large, depending on the bike frame. There might be a 2XL, which is I'm
Hmm.
assuming for somebody like Shaq. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's a very high bike. Again, the inseam and shit like that. But all this stuff, like I never knew of. So like I'm really into that shit now. Where I'm excited to fucking ride bike, even if I almost fall, which I can't buy a helmet because I got a big ass head. Can't find one to fit one. So we move on from it. And if I fall, I bust my head open. That was God's will.
I mean, what you can do is, those like you were talking about the VCR boxes where the VCR came in as styrofoam and shit. Just use some styrofoam and
All right,
have your own makeshift helmet. That's the only way you're gonna come out
no, I'm
of it.
not
Go to
doing that.
Walmart and be like, hey, you guys have any unused boxes from these like 82-inch flat screen TVs? I need that styrofoam. I need to put that shit around my head.
Let me get the styrofoam. You know the styrofoam wouldn't bend much, so it would just be like a fucking like a box on my head that would look terrible, bro. That's not even aerodynamic, son.
But it's
I'm trying to
lightweight.
get miles.
But then you can shave that shit off. You can shave it down to make it aerodynamic, and it's lightweight.
Customize my own fucking helmet. Dude, helmets are expensive. I'm gonna go to a bike store, like an actual bike store. I think there's one that opens tomorrow. I'm gonna go see if they got a helmet. Just because I am gonna be doing a lot of off road shit, and I assume I'm gonna fucking eat fucking dirt at one of these points, and I'd rather get scratched up than bust my fucking head open. So I know I look dumb as shit with like a fuck because the helmet is gonna be like twice the size of my head, so it'll be like
Hmm.
this and shit. But I'd much rather rock a helmet
You'll be wearing a
than not,
sombrero.
bro. For
Wait,
real.
are you
You
riding
need to watch
around
that.
like state parks or your own property?
So I'm riding around my own property. Right. So sucks that you never got to make it out to my house, bro. At least not yet. So from my house, from the door of my house to the stop sign, right where the first like main intersection is 4
Hmm.
miles. It's a 2 mile bike ride up and 2 miles back. So that's all.
Okay.
That's as far as I'm doing it for right now, just because,
Hmm.
like, then it gets into like a heavy traffic area. The roads are a little narrow. I'm
Yeah.
not fucking with that shit. And the state parks for right now are closed. Because of this whole COVID thing. So we do have a park that's not too far from here. Gonna try to look at maybe some bike trails, but I think that's state parks too. But that's what I'm hoping to do. You know what I mean? Like I'm really like it's not gonna be road. Like I'm not gonna be that guy rocking fucking spandex with like that long Tron helmet. You know what I mean? Like getting all low and shit. Like that's never gonna be a
You're not gonna
mountain
have the
biker.
bike shoes
No, I'm
where
not gonna have the
they
bike
clip
shoes. I'm
into
not
the
gonna fucking have
pedals.
a sponsor on my back. I'm not gonna have a
No.
sponsor on my back. You know what I mean? Only thing I'll do is have that. Shout out to Brendan Schaub. The fucking Thick Boy Bike Club T-shirt when that comes out. Because right now he's got like a little thing that looks like a patch from soccer. So you know what I mean? Like that's what like I was like, oh, like when I saw that I was like, man, fuck it. Like I'm staying at home a lot. I'm walking my dog 4 or 5 fucking times a day. You know, sometimes I go for like a little jog. I was like, I want to do something more active that I'm going to do it more consistently.
Right.
And the bike started looking at bikes, and I've just got into it, bro. Like I'm all in on this shit, dude. I went to fucking Walmart today to find a helmet. Like I didn't even like have to go. I was just like, I want a helmet because I'm gonna eat dick one of these. You know what I mean? I'm gonna eat my fucking face off one of these days, hitting a
It's your
fucking
favorite thing
curb
to
or
do.
a twig or some shit. Eat a whole bag of them. Hi, was it? What's the shit that we went on a rant about? A
Hyena
fake
penises.
hyena penises.
Female hyena. Female hyena penises. Oh
Fake
Jesus.
penises, fake female hyena penises. But yeah, dude, I'm in it. Like roller skating, I'm never gonna do that shit. That nah, because there's too like. First of all, I would have to like literally drive to the road because it's
Hmm.
all dirt to my house. I would have to drive to the road to do rollerblading, so I'm not fucking with that. So with the bike, I could just ride. It does get sketchy around sand though, bro. The fucking fishtailing is not fun. Where your back tire just goes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh, okay. And I was like, okay, well, I'm about to die right now. Cool. This is it. And if you fall on a bike as a 36-year-old man, I think you should just retire. It becomes really weird.
Have you fallen yet? Or I mean, Florida's pretty. I mean, really flat. So I don't think you have any downhills on. I would figure on your land, right? Like it's pretty
Not,
flat.
no, there's not much downhills. Like the highest incline you want to call is like 38 feet. Yeah, I
Uh
mean
huh.
that's not much. It's just because like the slope of the road.
Hmm.
But I've gotten close to falling, like where I fishtailed and I had to like hop off my bike and like catch myself because I wasn't going fast enough through the sand.
Hmm.
So like you gotta keep pedaling. If you slow down, the sand gets you. You know what I mean? So I've learned that, but I haven't fallen yet. But I've gotten close. Where like again, because my frame is too high, I have to like throw myself to one side and catch myself on like my left leg. You know what I mean? Because the
Right.
frame, if I jump down, goodbye
Just
huevos.
just
Hasta
kind of to
luego.
provide some stability. Put that foot down to. Yeah.
Yeah, or else it's a fucking wrap. But when I get on the road, I'm coasting. Like I put my headphones in, the same ones I'm using it now, and I just fucking ride, bro. Like it's a lot easier to ride bike with headphones than no headphones because the energy it depletes when you like have to listen to the road and it was like, oh, I'm pedaling but I'm listening
Yeah.
to like Setch and I'm fucking riding bike. I'm good. I'm not
Sech.
listening to like EDM. Yeah, I don't need like hype up music. I just need something to like cancel out the bullshit. My motherfuckers who like listen to EDM or like heavy rock when they work out. Like, no, bro. I can fucking listen to Adele and I'm good. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I don't
You
give a
just need
fuck. I
something
just need music.
to keep, yeah, to distract you or to help
Yeah,
focus. Hey,
yeah.
since
I can't do
I use
audiobooks though. Do
these,
you do
I
you do
use
audio?
no, I tried doing it um when I was doing rowing because I do different types of rowing. Sometimes I just do sprints, and then sometimes I just keep it on one
Right.
resistance, and it's just a. And that's probably the best time to do an audiobook. If I have the resistance set to one, and I'm doing like just a 20-minute row on whatever, then I can do it. But if I'm doing sprints where I'm going hard and then I take a 1 minute break, it's tough to kind of focus on the book and then the workout and your breathing and all that shit. It's too much. So
Yeah. If I was like on a private road where like I had miles of my own, I would do that. But like you know what I mean? Where kind of the same thing, right? Where you're just doing like a distance thing. Okay, I'm cool with
yeah,
that. I can probably listen to like an audiobook or a podcast. But like when I'm trying to get get my beats up. You know what I mean? My heart rate and all that stuff. Like I
Yeah.
rather listen to music, something to keep me going,
Hmm.
than like listening to like Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen talk about. You know what I mean? Because like with that, that's not. It's just not the same for me. Like I can't do it. Like two people, I can't listen to a podcast either when I'm doing that shit. Like I'd rather
No,
listen to
you can't
music.
really focus. You can't really focus on the conversation or the book because then you're like, okay, you gotta keep your heart rate at a certain, and then you're looking for traffic and all these other things that you're focusing on, and then you gotta go
Yep.
back to the conversation. You're like, oh shit, what did I miss? 30 seconds I missed of this
Yep.
conversation, and then you keep doing that back and forth, and I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't do it either. I'm definitely gonna hit Martin up and see what he says. But I'm gonna go to like a custom bike shop because I'm
I have
like
been
probably
looking
like by
at
August.
e-bikes,
I what?
electric bikes, e-bikes,
What the fuck? What the fuck is an e-bike?
bro, an electric bike,
Where you don't pedal,
just like
you
some of them have
like a fucking
assist. Some of them you pedal, and some of them you don't pedal at all. It's
okay.
strictly like it's an electric motor, and they'll go anywhere from 20 to like a 60-mile range, depending on the battery and all that shit. Depending on if it's pedal assist, then they'll probably go longer because you're pedaling, and they just help you when you're going uphill. So but I mean those start anywhere from $400, $500, $600 to however much you want to spend on these bikes. Just something to
Right.
look at. I'm guessing you're doing it for the fitness portion of it, so you just maybe want something with pedal assist to like help you get through certain things like the sand, things like that. Whereas you
Yeah.
don't, I'm pretty sure you don't want something that's fully electric where you don't have to pedal at all, and the bike and
No.
the battery, the motor does everything for you. But those are more
I get,
things for people living in like New York or just they want to get to anywhere, living anywhere that they just want to commute on a bike as
yeah.
opposed to a car.
Yeah, no, which makes sense. Like I think an e-bike would be good. Like a e-bike would be good if I had like hills and stuff like that where I really had challenges. Where like here, like I feel like I can pedal through most things because I don't have
Yeah.
hills or slopes or anything. You know what I mean?
We
It's
got
crazy though.
Big E Tank
It's crazy.
Vallejo saying e-bikes suck.
Your dad. Fucking.
My brother, of
Let's
course.
be. Let's
Oh,
listen. I
hey, you
don't.
know what? He brings up a
Let's be
good
honest.
point. He brings up a good point. Fat tire bikes. Have you looked at those?
Expensive, expensive as fuck, bro.
They're
The ones
definitely
that
not for
are
mountain biking. They're for like hard dirt riding.
yeah. They're not for no. Absolutely. I've looked at the fat tire bikes. Like the starting price of a fat tire bike that I saw from like Specialized was like $1,200, and that's like the starting price. They're
Yeah.
expensive. Like they're not. They're not. I don't know if they would make sense in Florida. You know what I mean? Like I wish I could like test one out and see how that
Hmm.
feels. Just because I never like growing up, I don't remember hearing of a fat tire bike. My
Yeah.
fucking dog is like literally right here, bro. Like he's gonna come on camera any second. He's a 65-pound pit bull. There he is. Like there. Yep. It's fucking dog, bro. But hey man, you mind? But I've looked at the fat tire bikes. I'm hoping I could like rent one from one of these shops and like just give it a spin and see how that feels. Because I don't know that dude, those tires are like that fucking big, bro.
I know,
Like
man.
those
I've seen
tires
them.
are thick,
By the way, Eric is
thick.
yeah. Eric is dropping some knowledge here for you. In case you didn't know, you can buy them used.
Okay.
You can buy them used. And look, for the most part, if
Well,
you
he
do,
lives
I did just like electronics, laptops. I buy used or refurbished because most people don't like. They're not really. I can't speak when I'm watching your dog trying to eat your like. He's trying to destroy your mic right
oh,
now.
look at this shit. Hey man, do you mind? Keep talking. I'll mute my mic so I can yell at his ass because this motherfucker does not want to listen.
Oh,
Like,
do
just
I need to call the ASPCA, PETA? Are we about to have a situation on the show?
no, absolutely
We're
not.
gonna beat the crap out of
Bro.
your dog.
What, dude? Mike, look at this shit, man. Hey, bro, do you mind? Can I get some personal space?
Yeah, dude, just back
He's
up.
just staring at me.
Drex, come on. You
Back
don't
up,
own the
bro.
house, dude.
You'd be fucking surprised. Come on, man, back up. Back up,
So,
man.
hey, wait, Eric,
So what were you saying?
have you used a fat tire
Yeah,
bike? Huh?
I feel like
He
is it
says they're
wrong to
good on
question that
sand.
if
He
he's
says they're good on sand and dirt or sand and rocks. Do they? Oh no, never mind. I don't
okay?
want to read. He says they are awesome in sand. They rock. So I
Oh,
don't
okay,
know.
that's
I've
very
only
good.
seen pictures. I've never actually ridden one of them. He says he
I've
has.
only yeah, I've only ever seen pictures
So
and like some YouTube videos. Yo, Eric,
yeah,
since you live obviously in a more populated community and area than I do, let me know if you could let me know what kind of prices you have around you because there's not that many people around me, bro. Like there's like I have a 2,000 person uh population in this city so that where I live. So if you could find something, bro, let me know and we can figure it out.
yeah. Because you would have to drive to a
Because
more
he has more.
populated city to buy this bike, a used bike.
Yeah, exactly. Like he has more. He's gonna have more of an option and stuff like that. Because I'm sure like
Yeah,
plenty of people like, and Eric has a bunch of hookups for like fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah, he
everything.
does the Jeep thing, car clubs,
Yeah,
everything. So he's the person to know. So Eric, bro, definitely let me know what's up with that.
yeah. He says
John,
three
keep
to
going,
seven
man.
hundred dollars.
Oh, that's a lot, but yeah, I could definitely do that, bro. Yeah,
Three to
let me
seven hundred
know
dollars.
if you know, like, yeah, hit me up, send me a message or like if your market or anything like that, and see, I could definitely afford something like that, man. Like I'm gonna wait a while though, like to see if I stay into this bike shit because I don't want to
Right,
buy a more expensive bike then I lose interest. Drex, what?
bro.
I mean, I think he's telling me he's got to go outside, so we're gonna have to wrap this up in the next couple
I think
minutes.
we're gonna wrap it up. Yeah, he. It's time to go. He's the boss, right?
That's
Because
my
you know what he's
favorite.
gonna do if you don't take him outside. He's gonna do what my
Our
dog
ground.
did to me. He's just gonna look at me and he's just gonna go, and he's gonna look at me while he's going in
Yeah,
place. That
Tom,
little
but your
bastard.
your dog you could pick up with one hand, bro. You know what I mean? He's a 12-pound dog, bro. On a good day, this is a 65-pound pit bull that wants to stand on my fucking table. You know how disrespectful that is?
What I'm saying is he's gonna
It's
get tired of
rude.
trying to get your attention, and he's just gonna go over to the corner and be like, "This is what it is." Bam. Now clean it up.
Yeah,
He's just gonna
that's
drop it.
exactly what he does. Exactly. He'll drop loads, man. Eric, though, for real, hit me up, man. Let me know what's good with your area with fat tire bikes because I am very interested in riding one of those because they look, first of all, they look fucking badass. First and foremost, and I definitely want to add those to my collection because I feel like I'm gonna like I had a sneaker obsession when I was growing up. Now I feel like I'm about to have a bike obsession
Okay.
because I'm all
Well,
in on
I
this shit.
guess.
And what I was
Yeah.
gonna
Well,
do, I was gonna
make
leave the
sure you
joke.
continue riding. Make sure you continue riding before you start spending $300 to $700 on another bike.
Yeah, yeah,
If you're
of course. What I was gonna say was the reason why you don't have a bike is because you can't find one to reach the pedals. Sorry, I couldn't just let that joke go. I
no,
I, I apologize. Like if Javi needs one to reach the pedals, then you would need one. You would need to adjust the seat the opposite way, right? Like you're probably fine where he has the seat at now. Is what I'm trying to say.
all right. Well, I guess
I couldn't
that's how
help it,
we end
bro.
the show. Thanks for watching. If you haven't learned anything, learn that The Rock makes amazing movies. We'll catch you guys next.